something.
Crap. Not another lobster. I'm so sick of lobster, I can puke. When I was president, I used to eat hamburgers whenever I wanted. Now I'm eating things with 8 legs.
10.
What?
10 legs. You shut up, I catch you a pufferfish, mate.
A what?
Pufferfish. Fugu. A delicacy. I catch one, I let you have it. I'll even let you have the ovaries.
Who are you?
Major Embarrassment, sir.
Oh yes, the recent transfer from Megalon. What do you want?
Yesterday, a rubber raft entered our territory. 2 men were in it. No papers, no ID. One was Russian and the other American. The Russian won't tell us anything. The American claims to be former president of the United States. I thought you might want to interview them.
Of course. Why did you not inform me of this yesterday?
Well, we wanted to get them cleaned up first. They were really filthy.
So you thought, because I am a woman with feminine sensitivities, that I could not bear the exposure to these filthy beasts you have apprehended? Who do you think I am, a girly?
My mom! No. It's just, these men were really, really filthy. Sergeant Fromage was hurling like a freshman at a frat party. You see, they had been eating raw lobster and, well, going in the boat.
What do you mean, going in the boat?
Oh, sacre bleu. Must I spell it out for you? They were voiding in the boat.
Animals! What is wrong with those creatures?
Well, the American claims to be afraid of water. And the Russian, well, he's just... How do I put this? He's just weird.
Bring them in.
It's not the Sea of Cortez. It's...
Shut up! He only talked to leader of your country.
Well, good luck with that. Monsieur le President is a very busy man. He's a very important man. He would not let you wipe your boots on his doormat. You are very lucky to be talking to a general.
We were on a submarine.
A submarine, you say?
A Swedish submarine.
And you? You on this submarine also?
I want hamburgers. I want a lot of hamburgers.
What are hamburgers?
Major? Burger King.
There's one across the street.
No, get hamburgers for all of these men.
And fries.
Grace?
The three.
Just get hamburgers and fries for all of us.
Don't forget the drinks.
Coke orange for everybody?
I want a Diet Dr. Pepper.
I would like root beer. Do they have root beer?
I don't think so. Who's paying for all this?
Just go. I will give you the money when you return.
So where was this Swedish submarine going?
To Sweden, of course.
And how did you end up in a rubber raft?
We were thrown off the submarine. Before that, we were thrown off of Boggy Marsh Swamp Island. Ex-President Numbnuts here has a knack for getting thrown off of things.
I did not. And besides, it never happened. And besides, then it happened.
Isn't Boggy Marsh Swamp Island where that insane master criminal Evan Karlowski had that secret laboratory and did all those horrible biological experiments? What were you doing?
Trying not to get scalped. Indians there now, also green-faced hunchback, and men who can take head off, also Air Force people, and one-eyed hermit, also crazy ladies, and Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Yes, what I said. Also witch, also monsters.
I was running for president.
President of what?
President of the island. I got expelled because I was there with this damn Russian.
I knew he was Russian.
Your daddy set up Swedish embassy. Maybe he run for president, I don't know. He do lots of stupid shit.
President? Embassy? You talk like this island is a country. Where is this island? And who is living there now?
Island is off the coast of Nova Scotia. Micmac Indians say island belonged to them. Carlos' former lab assistant in Carlos's former lab experiments, the island belonged to them. Many other people there now. They secede from Canada, hold elections. Canada so far not paying any attention.
What is Russia's interest in this island?
The Canadian authorities arrest Carlosi and search island. They find laboratories with results of gruesome experiments, but they not find all. These secret laboratories, secret storage rooms underground that investigators not find. Such terrible biological and chemical weapons, computer instructions on how to do horrible things to lots and lots of people. People on the island not even know it is there.
And Carlosi?
Sir, we know that Carlosi escaped from prison about a year ago. He is believed to be now living in Russia.
Russia?
East Sweden. Ex-President Numbnuts here worked for him.
He went for Carlos too. He went for Mother Hattie.
Mr. President, it would be very nice to have this very nasty with us.
Me. And nobody would mess with us.
And we could mess with whoever we wanted.
Here we are. They have root beer. We have got some extra hollandaise and pretzels. Hello, non-dairy creamer.
Major, Sergeant, you know Screaming Catheter and Pinky Almost.
Yes, Screaming Catheter is your medicine man. What is Pink to Almost position?
I'm the tribe's bicycle repairman.
We've decided not to press our claim to the entire island.
Even though the island rightfully belongs to us.
But we do expect to have an equal and fair share in the running of things on the island.
Everyone currently on the island will be a citizen and will have the same rights and privileges as everyone else.
And we expect full autonomy and to be sovereign on this part of the island we have staked out for ourselves.
No, you can't have it both ways. You can't have your own country and be citizens of another country.
Other nations have limited autonomy for indigenous peoples.
Are you really an indigenous people? You look just to me like white people playing Indian, which is kind of tacky, actually.
Oh, really? Well, if it's tacky for white people to play Indian, why is it okay for Indians to play Indian?
Because they're Indians.
Oh, so you're saying it's okay for one race to do something that it's not okay for another race?
I guess I am. Look, they're not playing Indian. They are Indian.
But you said it was okay for them to play Indian.
Who?
The Indians.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said it was okay for Indians to play Indian because they're Indians.
I'm pretty sure I didn't say that.
I asked why it was okay for Indians to play Indians, and you said it was because they were Indians. And how do you know we aren't at least part of that?
Can you prove that you have any Indian blood at all?
Can you prove we don't?
It doesn't matter. No citizen on this island is getting any rights the others don't have because of who or what his grandparents were. You can have your own little country at the end of the island, or you can be free and equal citizens of the whole island. Not both.
Can I be the Surgeon General?
Can I write the preamble to the Constitution?
I suppose I should ask if I can be Secretary of Defense.
That's probably going to Captain Pat. After all, he was once the Secretary of Defense of the United States.
Under President Grove. And I will tactfully refrain from mentioning that was the worst cabinet in the history of the United States. All right, Major, we're with you. So we reserve the right to secede at any time.
Don't worry, Abraham Lincoln doesn't live here.
I think they really are just white people playing Indian.
It doesn't matter. We aren't giving them any scholarship or casino funds.
And we could put a clubhouse over here and the parking lot over there. Harvey, are you listening to me?
Yes, Photon.
What is that you're looking at?
A clover with an ant on it.
Why? Is it a 4-leaf clover?
I don't know. And no.
You know, this is what they call the courting tree.
What, this log we're sitting on?
Yeah.
What's a decision?
Yeah. Some folks calls it the getting tree.
Now a bit of that. Maybe a big swimming pool. Time for the meeting, you guys. We're coming, Dr. Moody.
Thank you all for coming. As you know, we're here to make some preliminary decisions about running our new country prior to the election of a president and a legislature. Before we begin with that, is there any old business we need to cover? I want to report that the problems with the genetically modified rutabagas have been solved, and that they no longer form blossoms that look like what they used to look like. Yes, Sergeant Friday?
What about their tendency to murmur vague obscenities under a full moon?
That trait seems to be linked with the gene for production of human growth hormone, so we think we can just live with it. Thank you, Dr. Who. Anything else? Okay then. You all should have copies of our provisional working document, our temporary constitution to use until we've elected a president and a legislature. So...
I nominate Miss Kinky for president!
Hey!
Aminadab, I haven't called for nominations yet.
Dummy!
So, I hereby open the floor. Wait for it. Nominations for president.
I nominate
Kinky Cummings
for president!
Let the record show that Kiki Cummings was nominated as candidate for president by Aminadab, and the nomination was seconded by Captain Patrick Pat.
Wait a minute. How come he gets to be the nominator and I'm the seconder?
Let the record show that Aminadab and Pat were co-nominators for Kiki. You guys are adorable.
Yet another useless word enters the lexicon.
I want to nominate Photon to run for president.
I'll second that.
Photon Bismol, nominated and seconded. Nominations for vice president?
Why would we even have nominations for vice president? Just let the person with the second most votes be vice president.
Sounds good to me. Any objections? So be it. It seems to me we should have some sort of judge, someone to arbitrate when there are disagreements as to what's legal and what's not. How about our resident hermit and wise man, Mr. No-Nose, as first appointee to the Republic of Aminadab Supreme Court? Any objection? No? Good.
Wait! I have an objection.
Take a cold shower. I'm sure it will go away.
Too late. You're now to the Supreme Court. And as the former U.S. Secretary of Defense, I'm sure there's no objection to Captain Patrick Pat being head of the Armed Forces.
Can I just be head of the Air Force instead of all the armed forces?
Captain Pat, as head of the Air Force, what would be your first action?
Well, I think the first thing we should do is get a bunch of airplanes. Okay, I see your point.
Do we even need a military? I mean, in addition to our police force, if someone attacks us, somebody big like Canada has to defend us, or we're dead anyway.
That's a valid point, non-dairy creamer. Still, any military resistance, no matter how feeble, might serve to deter a not-too-determined aggressor.
In Canada, if they invade to stop us from seceding, we fire a few shots and they what? Say, okay, never mind, and leave?
Forget Canada. We aren't going to fight Canada. They aren't going to send troops here unless we need them to defend us, in which case our unofficial autonomy is ended.
And how do you know this?
In America, Abraham Lincoln is a hero, nay, a god. And he thought the lives of 620,000 men, between 1,000 and 10,000 times the population of our little island, were a fair price to pay, as he put it, to preserve the Union.
Times have changed, Mr. No-Nose.
We've seen Czechoslovakia split apart peacefully.
Czechoslovakia? Yeah, we've seen that. We've seen Mikhail Gorbachev send Soviet troops into the Baltic states when nobody who actually wanted to be ruled by Moscow. Despite the example of Czechoslovakia, I fear that overall the tendency of national governments to invade and occupy the forced regions whose populations prefer to be free of that government has scarcely abated since the day of Mr. Lincoln.
Are you suggesting that the Confederates were not actually traitors?
Of course they're traitors. They lost. If they'd won, they'd be patriots. If the American colonists had lost the Revolutionary War, they'd be traitors.
Hey, look who's here. It's my brother, Captain Pat.
Who's Captain Pat?
Well, he's my brother, and his name is also Pat. And he's also a captain, a boat captain.
And Ollie still calls him, oh, he's the boat captain. He's the captain of the tour boat. And Ollie thinks his name is Ollie.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
Call me Ishmael.
He piloted the tour boat that first brought the Mountie Dixie Weevil here.
You mean he crashed the tour boat that brought Dixie Weevil here?
I got another boat.
Where is Dixie Weevil? How peaceful police officers here?
Well, he fell out of bed this morning and sprained something. I don't know. It was nothing serious. Screaming catheter, the medicine man is taken care of. And I brought you a letter. And since the letter...
Huh. You seem to be threatened by general melees and a major embarrassment.
What?
It says it's from the People's Republic of the island of Haitier. It says that it's the last French possession in the New World. All of Nova Scotia rightfully belongs to them. But they only want this island. They say if we don't vacate the island immediately, they'll take military action.
You think it's a joke?
I don't know. Why don't you and Dixie Weevil step up our Nike patrol, just in case?
No thanks. I don't need a knife.
You know those things are better if you don't incinerate them.
I don't have any buns.
You mean rolls?
I call them buns.
From the south?
Nah, I'm from the laboratory.
Okay.
I'm supposed to ask you who you are and what you're doing here.
Well, I can tell you. Then I'd have to kill you.
Not bloody likely.
Are you an Indian?
Nick that. What's up with the butterfly man?
I collect butterflies.
What's with the knife?
I torture butterflies.
I think you're creepy as
Oh, I know. You're sexy as hell.
hell. Drop the knife. We're going to take you back to our headquarters for interrogation.
You can tie my hands behind my back.
Yes, as soon as you drop the knife.
Oh, I'll drop the knife if she's the one who ties me up and interrogates me.
You're the prisoner. You don't get to decide who ties you up and interrogates you.
I don't mind. Hand me the rope.
Pinky's interrogating him.
Pinky is?
She's getting a lot of good stuff from him. Information, I mean.
Aren't you gonna torture me some more?
What will I get if I do? He's told me everything I wanted to know, and a lot of things I didn't want to know. His name, he says, is Sleep Megatestes.
That's right. I'm a U.S. Navy SEAL. I was. I resigned.
So you're an American?
I like to consider myself a citizen of the world.
So what other countries' militaries have you been kicked out of?
Go ahead. Tell her what you told me.
I have at various times been employed by Israel, Libya, Saudi Arabia, the Dominican Republic, and Greenland, among others.
Greenland isn't a country.
Someone who said they owned Greenland.
Who do you work for now?
I was working for a tiny island country called St. Pierre. But I'd kind of like to defect to your side.
And what did St. Pierre send you to do here?
Oh, maybe blow some buildings up. Maybe find out where your secret weapons are.
And why do you want to switch sides now?
You mean besides the obvious fact that I'm tied to a chair? One of the nuts on the island is a guy I worked for in the past. I did some dirty and dangerous things for him. But he refused to pay me. And another reason is that you have some very interesting women on the island, especially her.
Fair enough. So tell us, why did this island of loonies want to unleash Rambo on us?
Rambo? Ha! 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 That's good. They think you have secret weapons here and they want them. I don't know whether you do or not, and I don't care. But if you do, you might want to drag them out and blow some dust off them.
Why? Are they going to send more like you?
Oh, no, they don't have any more like me. They'll just send their armies. When? Not sure. Maybe Monday. Maybe Tuesday. Don't think it'll be Wednesday. That's pinochle night.
Well, Pat, call Halifax for help and give up our independence? Or let's get ready to kick these frogs' asses.
I don't know about calling them insults like frogs, but I definitely think we should kick their asses.
I want him to write down everything he knows about what these creeps might send. The numbers, or what kind of stuff they might have.
I will do that just as soon as you untie me.
We're going to war?
We're going to war. One more question. What's with the butterfly net?
I collect butterflies.
Really? Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen the very elusive Trogonoptera brickiana?
I caught 2 in Jakarta.
Oh! Oh!
But I've despaired at ever acquiring a specimen of the almost mythical Thymilicus linoleum.
I saw one just yesterday outside this very building.
Oh my God.
I'm going to untie you now. If you try to leave this island, I'll kill you.
Yes, ma'am. Don't double agents have handlers? Can she be my handler?
She's a scientist, not a spook.
I don't mind. It could be interesting.
Okay? But if he shows the slightest inclination to try to handle you, kill him.
All right, men. Fall in. Fall in! I said fall in, not fall down. All right, I'm going to teach all of you to be soldiers, real men. Vicious, apathetic, cold-hearted killing machines whose only thoughts are destroying your enemy, his puppies, and his women. Not caring if there are small children standing between your giant marauding tank and the object you are obliterating. Now, if there are any of you who think you are not man enough, you may leave now. Stop! Where are you going? You're all a bunch of smartasses, aren't you? Where's Aminadab?
He's in the infirmary. He says he has a bone spur.
That's your army? Captain, maybe we should
this war.
Oh, you've obviously never met the Micmacs. Well, they were once the fourth fiercest tribe on the continent. Why, I could lick them all with one hand tied behind my back. Now?
Yes.
No! Great googly moogly, you let go of me, you my goodness, he's strong. Oh, come on! You can't be serious. I see that some of you have brought your own weapons. Our resident scientist, Dr. Who, has developed some new, rather nasty weapons. Her and the Major will now demonstrate.
What's up, Sergeant? That Rambo guy, that caveman.
Sleep?
Yeah, Sleep. He says he got a message from one of his contacts on St. Pierre Island. He says they plan to invade tomorrow night.
How many?
At least a carload.
What sort of weapons?
Real guns. Maybe even a bomb.
How are they getting here?
They plan to fly into Halifax and then charter a boat.
Is the militia ready for them? Stop your crying, Sergeant. Major says she has a plan. Get the troops ready. But leave out Doctor Who, Dixie Weevil, Ishmael, and the witch. Major says she has special plans for them. Oh, and the monster. Is he in your militia?
He didn't volunteer. Nobody even wanted to take him a draft notice.
Their plane lands in Halifax in an hour. You all know what to do.
We're on our way now to meet them at the dock. I think they'll find the trip over here kind of interesting.
Not to mention the trip back to the mainland. My gene-modified gerbils are ready, Major.
Then I've been practicing my most disgusting and soul-destroying spells.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, if Groke is with them, he doesn't have a soul.
Yeah.
What about you? I'm sorry, I don't know your name if you have one. Are you ready and willing to do your part? All right then.
Good thing you guys found me. I'm the only regular ferry boat service between Halifax and Boggy Marsh Swamp Island.
Can't believe I'm going back to that shithole.
Well, Monsieur Grope, this time you go as the island's Governor General, by authority of Monsieur le President himself.
The first thing I'm going to do is execute that bitch they call the Major.
Shh. The Indians don't scalp you. So what's the name of this movie you guys are shooting?
Rope's Island.
Oh, is it about that idiot American president? The one that thought he was a genius but couldn't spell? The one that thought windmills caused cancer?
Are you going to drink alone or share?
There's a big jug in that cooler and some plastic cups. Go easy on that. It's got quite a kick. A Russian can drink anything.
You mean speed?
Da. Well, you wouldn't want to fall overboard here. Sharks in these waters. Of course, the killer whales keep them somewhat under control. They don't help much with the Portuguese man of war or the giant sea scorpions. Careful, some of that's getting in your mouth.
Where is everybody? I thought we were supposed to be here at 9.
Bloody hell. What if the enemy comes and nobody's there?
I was so scared my beard turned white.
What was that stuff?
Oh, I call it Sailor's Delight. Refreshing, eh?
It stinks like it tries to poison us.
Shut up. We have to get closer to the building to set off the bombs the Russian is carrying.
Svid.
What's that?
Stand down. What's wrong with you? An old woman?
I have nerved and frog of toad, sin of moist dreaming, skin of lizard still alive, birds and you lie screaming.
Ah, what's this all over? My mouth! No! Stop it! Get it off of me! I'm the president, for God's sake!
Well, did anyone tell you there was a witch here?
Stop it!
Gunfire! But who are they shooting at?
What are they shooting at?
Sir, I suggest that we make an organized withdrawal.
Retreat? No.
Don't know if you've noticed, sir, but Europe and the Russian are no longer with us.
Those worm burners, and the Russian has the bomb.
Svid.
What's that smell? Why all the devils in hell? What's that?
Now they're shooting and screaming.
Maybe they're shooting each other.
But, Captain Pat, from the sound of it, there's only one place over there. How about me and Harvey gets them in a pincer movement and flushes them out towards us here?
The major said to stay put. What's a pincer movement?
Think you caught with this bomb? They're gonna hang us!
I'll get rid of it.
All right, let's go.
Which way?
That way. We've been on this water for 2 hours. I think you're taking us in circles.
No, it's the Sagan cislunar tides I was telling you about it. There's more of that refreshing beverage back there than what's in it.
I'm commandeering this vessel. You are going over the side.
No, he isn't. You lot are going into the ocean.
But the sharks!
The killer whales!
The giant sea scorpions!
Better do as she says, boys. She used to be a Mountie, and she was the meanest one. She was so mean she didn't even use a horse.
So mean she didn't even need a horse?
Well, you are, you know.
Shut up and kiss me.
Be back at the island in 10 minutes. Maybe 30.
Election day, I'm so excited.
Did we ever decide who's eligible to vote?
Everyone, all persons living on the island. What about the witch? What about her? Is she human? She's a person, and she's done more for this island than you know.
I'm not sure a minute that, Stephen.
Please. Is Harvey human? I mean, we all love him, but he did come out of a laboratory. Of course he's human. All of his parts are human. His brain is
We don't know that. No telling what Carlos he put in that head of his.
well, human or not, he's a person. End of discussion. And so will this child be, even if she has 10 arms and a propeller. You mean? Yes. The last time I was on the mainland, I went to see a doctor. Harvey and I are going to have a child. It's a girl. Golly, Robert!
Congratulations!
Oh, that's wonderful!
A little Harvey. Oh, that cheese eater.
A little female Harvey on our island.
Now, sometimes you do realize, don't you, that the child is unlikely to bear any resemblance to Harvey.
What do you mean by that, Doctor?
Ellis Ross has constructed Harvey from parts from half a dozen or more different human bodies, each with its own DNA. This is what biologists like to call a chimera. which is Greek for monster. Although in biology it doesn't literally mean a monster. Just an organism with body parts with different genotypes. And if you can ever figure out what solution is to solve the rejection problem, Harvey's obviously not on immunosuppression. I don't think he's had too much of a
Doctor.
Yes. Well, the point is that none of the DNA, that is the only DNA which has any bearing on the appearance of his child, is that which comes from what we call
His Wally Wally?
Not his Wally Wally, his no-no.
yes, what we call the germ cells. Although they have nothing to do with disease. In fact, in Harvey's case, like I said, all of Harvey's parts are human.
Does everyone agree that the votes were counted fairly? Okay. Harvey, would you read off the results?
From the Micmac Enclave, 21 votes for Photon, 19 for Kinky.
Photon carries the Micmac Enclave.
From the North, 17 for Photon, 16 for Kinky.
Photon carries the North.
From the East, 1 vote for Photon, 14 for Kinky.
Kinky carries the East.
And from the South, 22 votes for Photon, 28 for Kinky.
Photon carries the South.
By my tally, that's 77 for Kinky and 71 for Photon. So Kinky wins.
Congratulations, Kinky. Wait. Kinky wins the popular vote, but Photon wins the eclectical collage vote. So Photon wins the election.
Say what? What's the electrical comment?
Whatever are you talking about?
The eclectical collage. You know, each district gets a certain number of eclectical collage votes proportional to population, and whoever wins that district gets their eclectical collage votes. It's in the Constitution. Didn't any of you read it?
It's 23 pages!
We don't have a constitution yet. It's a provisional working document. Who wrote it? Our provisional working document committee. Pink, Harvey, Aminadab, and Dr. Hayes.
Aminadab?
Why did you put that in the document?
You said to model it after the American Constitution.
The American Constitution has a lot of good stuff in it, but I didn't say you had to use the dumb stuff too. The American Electoral College did make a certain amount of sense when it was used to elect delegates locally and individually, before being perverted by the political parties into the election of winner-take-all slates of delegates pledged to a particular party's candidate.
Look, you have to have an electoral college or an eclectical collage or whatever to prevent mob rule.
Mob rule?
Without the electoral college, Chicago could outvote all of North Dakota.
And why not? There are more than 3 times as many people in Chicago as in North Dakota.
States have rights.
Not since the Civil War they don't. And why should the vote of someone in the sparsely populated area count for more than that of a person in a densely populated area? Why should someone's vote count more just because he's surrounded by more dirt? Since when did square miles become citizens? When did acres get the right to vote?
Kinky got the most votes. I think she needs to be president.
Yeah.
But if the rules say Photon should be president, that's what we should go by.
We should follow our own rules, or what's a heaven for?
Huh? Can't this wait? I am, as you can no doubt see, somewhat preoccupied at the moment.
No, we need a ruling right away so we can get ready for Photon and Harvey's wedding.
So then make a ruling.
I've retired from public life. No-nos? I have no official standing. You're the Supreme Court.
Very well. I rule that the eclectical collage is unconstitutional.
We have no constitution.
And it's in the document we've been using as a constitution.
In that case, I rule that the eclectical collage idea is exceedingly silly and we aren't going to do it.
The court has decided. We can leave now. We can go.
I have decided. Now get out of here. Unless you have a copy of the Constitution. I need something to read. It appears you have the floor, sir.
Why, that was fun. Well, what's going on here? We've all of us, all except one of us, and we got a bigger mouthful, and we can even chew, let alone swallow. And that Votan is a wonderful lady, and Miss Kinky makes the sun rise and the moon set and all of that stuff like that, and stars shine and all. But there's only one of us that's smart enough, that's strong enough, that's experienced enough, tough enough, that knows enough, that's sensible enough to lead us. Major, I know you only wants to retire to your little cabin there on Mount Vernon and raise your capybaras, but won't you please, we're begging you, be our president and save us from ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. All right. If the Supreme Court rules it's legal.
I so rule.
Okay. All right.
Then let's go and let No-Nose go back to his business.
Get back to what he was doing. We don't want to see
Isn't there a wedding to plan for?
Yeah. Come on. We go. Kind of go this way and up and up and.
What happened?
The toilet blew up. What's that falling from the sky?
You aren't really going to bring that flask into a wedding, are you?
I thought it was a funeral. It's for Dixie Weevil. It's not a flask. All right, I'll go get rid of this and then I'll come back.
You're not nervous, are you, Photon?
I think I'm gonna barf. I'm gonna barf and then I'm gonna die. And then I'm gonna barf again.
Oh, don't do that. Ishmael's on the way with his flask. Don't worry, it'll help. Medicinal, you know.
Another invasion, Sergeant?
Easy, Ron. We signed a peace treaty. We're all friends here.
Abram gives a statue of Charles de Gaulle in a dress holding a corn dog aloft, a case of hot dogs for the bride and the groom, and flowers for the deceased.
I see the flowers, but where are the gifts?
Your customs man wouldn't let us bring them up to the island.
Thank you for coming.
Straighten that tie. Let me. Stand up straight. Are you really going to wear that shirt? And for God's sake, try to relax, would you?
Are you really going to wear that hood?
We can see if Kinky's out there.
Yes, she is. She's sitting between Sleet and Captain Pat.
Oh, it's so sad. I'm happy about Harvey and that girl, but it's so sad about No-Nose.
You and he lived together for a while, didn't you?
Yes, he was almost my boyfriend.
He and I were married once, you know.
Oh, you poor dear.
Exactly.
Where's the flask?
Not Dairy Creamer wouldn't let me bring it in.
Well, don't worry.
Dr. Who, I think you need to see about Sergeant Friday. Maybe give him a Valium or something.
Oh, okay. What's wrong with him?
The death of No-Nose seems to have hit him pretty hard.
Sergeant, pull yourself together.
That hurts. What are we going to do without No-Nos and the herbs? I shall be taking care of Mr. No-Nose's herbs from here on out. In fact, I'm about to administer an herbal remedy to you now.
Find him a seat in the back.
Doctor Who?
I'm not an MD, but I'm always prepared to administer herbal remedies.
Oh, good.
Does anyone have any ground gopher gonads?
Screaming Catheter has some.
Sorry, I haven't ground mine yet.
Well, I need a virgin. Is anyone here a virgin? Oh, come on. It's not for a sacrifice. I just need a virgin to get naked and lie on the pieces of no-nos in the coffin.
Which pieces?
Face up or face down?
Thanks a bunch.
Screaming Catheter, why don't we get things started?
Dearly bereaved.
Screaming! You dropped your cigarette.
Thank you. Dearly bereaved. You know, it occurs to me that if this coffin had wheels, it might just suddenly start rolling down the hill with me on top of it. It would probably break before it did that. But if it didn't break and it started rolling down the hill with me on top of it, then I'd have to write myself a prescription. Even if you know what for.
What for?
For something, a prescription, an herbal remedy for something to stop my coughing.
They should have more respect at a wedding.
I didn't see the beer. Well, where did you find it? I want to go get me one.
What, you got a broke leg or something?
Y'all know what beer is? I asked Slate to get me one, and he said, "Do you have a broke leg or something?" He's a jerk. Of course. But have you seen his biceps?
Dearly bereaved, we are gathered here today in the sunshine of our existence to celebrate the passing of our dear friend, No-Nose the Hermit, and to mourn the nuptials of Harvey and Photon.
Get on with it.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Dearly, sorry, my hair's in my mouth. Ugh. And now I've got chips on my hair. Oh well. Dearly bereaved.
You already said that.
Yes, I did. Dearly bereaved. Our dear departed friend, No-Nose, is dead. May he rest in peace. In life he was alive, and now he is dead. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Each one of us, in God we trust.
Wedding first, medicine man.
Right. Tell me, are you really going to wear that hood in this wedding?
We just wanted you to take the hood down a minute, Dab.
Okay. Well, it looks like the groom is here. But where's the bride? On the bridal trail, perhaps? Harvey, put your tie back on.
You can come down now, Photon.
She's coming.
Do you?
I do.
I do too. Come on, Harvey, let's go take a bath. Hey, you have to throw your plastic flowers.
Now, we will dig a hole and put no-nos in it. Yep, one thing you can say about old No-Nose, he knew how to grow herbs. Perhaps we'll hold off a bit on digging that hole.
Oh! Hi! Hey, Kiki!
What are you guys doing?
Yeah! We're fighting! Over you, in fact!
So, where's Abinadab?
A minute, Dad. We were going to let him fight, but he wasn't having any of it. He's a wimp! Said it was beneath his dignity. Dignity? Green-faced, cottony midget, talking about dignity! Kiki, wait! Don't you want to see who wins?
Where's Abinadab?
I think he and Harvey and Photon were headed toward the north end.
You look angry, Kinky. Want to talk about it?
Glad I'm not the one she's mad at.
No-Nose! No-Nose! Where's Abinadab?
Am I Aminadab's keeper?
Where are you?
Forgive me, my dear, I'm not quite all here. Some of me's here and some of me's, well,
Are you still in that freaking box?
you seem agitated. Forget Aminadab and have a bowl of something relaxing with me.
I don't want to relax. Do you know where he is?
He went with Harvey and Photon to tend the rutabagas.
Thanks.
I think we'll have a good crop of rutabagas this year, Aminadab.
Photon! Morning glory! Don't be fruiting!
I said you wouldn't talk to me. But it was beneath your dignity.
No. No! I said it was beneath your dignity. Just Kinky, if you wanted me to, I'd fight both those fellas with one hand tied behind your back. If you wanted me to, I'd fight everyone on this island and everyone on the next island. And if somebody was trying to do you on, I'd fight until either me or him one couldn't fight no more. I just never thought you was the sort of woman that would be impressed by being fought over like two dogs fighting over a scrap of meat.
Don't walk away from me, Abinadab. I've got something to say to you. Come here.
Well, I guess she told you.
Ah, call me Ishmael, even though I'm sitting here in the chair with green paint all over my face.
Hey, we keep
And
going
I'm-
till you yell cut.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, we
Exactly.
were going to let you do your line.
Yeah, you could have said your
All
line.
right.
And Arby still calls him, oh, he's the boat captain. He's the captain of the tour boat. And Arby thinks his name is Arby.
No, I don't. Not anymore.
Okay.
He kind of did his line. You gonna subtitle yourself in this one? Hot shot director.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. I'm glad everybody else turned on.
Yeah, he had like one of those little flat boats. I don't know what you call them, but they're like, they got sides, but the sides are not very high. And
Flat bottom boat.
I don't know how far down they go, but anyway. All right.
The bottom.
Okay. Sometimes they call them a punt. Why a punt? They're gonna kick something, I don't know.
I'm not looking at my boat term.
Me either.